condo block over here, and they start from 7.
7.
So you can pick up a condo here for 6, 1.6, 1.8 upwards here. Cross here 2.89 for a studio.
So these are 1618.
1618.
You got the hot water, toaster, all this stuff came with it, right?
Everything comes with it, yeah. Everything. I bought a few bits and bobs,
right?
Little things.
Okay.
So obviously the balcony, it's not as big as I'd like it.
Right.
Really, it's all good for drying clothes.
This is a huge bedroom.
It's
very big.
Bedroom. Yeah, it's a nice shower.
Nice shower head
and water is cheap. 120 for water.
Wow.
And 1607 for my electricity.
Yeah, when I arrive in Pattaya, I just feel like I can live here.
So you're actually hitting into Jomtien.
And it includes a gym, as we saw, and then there's 3 pools here. Roughly, what are you spending per month here to live here on average?
I'm spending about 30,000.
So
99 baht.
30,000's out the door. That means groceries, rent.
Yeah, that's everything. Yeah.
So show us the apartment, Gary.
Okay, so you come in front door. To the left, we've got my kitchen.
Right.
Which is probably twice the size of a studio kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Big fridge, big freezer.
That is full size, yeah.
Yeah, freezers. Yeah, keep on me jumping now.
You got
as well.
the hot water, toaster, all this stuff came with it, right?
Everything comes with it, yeah. Everything. I bought a few bits and bobs,
right?
Little things,
yeah.
But only for my own comfort.
Right.
Loads of cupboard space.
Yeah.
Stuff for keeping all the cleaning equipment, which is ideal because most of the stuff's big, so it's pretty good,
Oh, right.
So you don't have to. None of it's on show.
Right.
We'll do it in the bedroom first.
Okay.
So obviously the balcony. It's not as big as I'd like it. The wash machine takes a lot of space up, and to be fair, if it wasn't there, I would do it by hand. I wash every day, so
yeah,
it's no big deal.
Well, you got 2 AC units out there.
Yeah.
I see.
But I'll use this one.
Big TV.
Really to cool both rooms.
Right.
Because I put the vents on this side, and even if I'm here at night, that's too fierce.
Right.
And I put this one on, and it just keeps the air going.
Yeah. Little dining room table there.
Yeah. So I sleep with a fan.
Right.
I don't sleep with AC.
Very nice. I like this corner window here.
Yeah, the corner's great. Yeah.
Almost looks like another balcony out there.
It is, but you can't walk around it, unfortunately.
Oh, too small.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's not a wraparound. It's a bit. Really, it's all good for drying clothes.
This is a huge bedroom.
It's
very
big.
big.
Yeah, it's too big.
And
Let's see what.
With a desk over there too.
Yeah, I've never used the desk. So this is basically
Oh wow.
the second balcony.
Wow. Very nice.
In and out the loo, which goes into this door, out the next rain shower, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice shower.
Nice shower head and
water is cheap. I mean, I pay about 120 or 150 for my water.
Right.
Which is about $4.
Nothing
at all.
Toilet, sink, cabinets. Nice place.
There's my most recent bill. That's 120 for water.
Wow.
And 1607 for my electricity. Yeah.
Is 1,600.
Nice.
Which is nothing, That's pretty good.
It's beautiful. You mentioned on our last. By the way, everyone, this is the second interview we've done with Gary. He was kind enough to show us his apartment. On the previous one, we cover all the closing, all of his living costs. And so today we just wanted to ask him a few more questions. And you want to have a seat? We'll shot some more.
Yeah, when I arrive in Pattaya, I just feel like I can live here because they have a nice apartment. And they're near to the beach, and then grocery is surrounding, food is surrounding, walking distance.
Everything's walking.
And then good internet, good water pressure. Have washing machine inside the unit apartment.
Yeah, of course.
I like, oh god.
That's important, washing machine's important.
Yeah, washing machine is important. So I like, oh.
But see, the difference between Pattaya and Jomtien is huge. Usually, when you came to Pattaya, this is Pattaya South. So you're actually hitting into Jomtien. This is Jomtien.
Yeah.
And then where you are, you're getting into Jomtien, which is even further. And then you got 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 a bit further on. So it's a continuation of the same road, but it's much nicer. It's much quieter.
Yeah. After a few days we stay in Pattaya, I like, oh god, it's too much noisy.
Yeah.
Too crazy.
And then we moved to Jomtien, like, oh, this is good.
Yeah,
Can sleep better here.
Pattaya is.
It's too.
I can't stand it.
It's too noisy for me. And if you want to go to Pattaya to buying thing or party,
You can
get on the 10 baht bus.
10 baht. And like Wow, it's just so great.
Yeah, the bus is great. The super service. You know, you can go. I don't know how far you are from Beach Road. How far are you from Beach Road? About the same distance from here.
No, we're a little further than you. I think if you're 280, we're at least 380.
Oh, okay.
Meters.
Yeah.
But it's nothing to walk down.
Your rent here is about how much?
10,000
baht.
Yeah.
And does that include parking if you were to get a scooter or a car?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no extras.
And it includes a gym, as we saw, and then there's 3 pools here.
3 pools.
We're here a little early, so I thought I would film the pool. Nice swimming pool. There's a gym over there, and they all have patios. It's nice. We have Gary here live in person. We interviewed him about a month ago, and now he's going to tour us around his apartment.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's raining today, so it's a bit of a downer. But it's been raining for the last month, so just normal.
But look at this pool. Look at this. It's amazing. Really beautiful. Rain or no rain, this is beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
And you got a gym over there?
It's a great pool. Actually, there's 3 pools in this complex.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Well, let's head indoor before we get rained out here.
Too wet. I'll show you the rooftop pool.
Chunk eat. I've been on that intermittent fasting thing where you only eat certain hours.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting.
And they have 3 different night markets here.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. All the
night market bottom of the road.
Yeah.
1.6 to 1.8 upwards here. Cross here 2.89 for a studio.
So these are 1618.
1618.
Okay.
For a studio, you know, you're looking at. So you got the pool on the other side.
Right.
That's ፓቲዮ City.
Right.
Here, so we're not far away.
Yeah.
The _𝗏𝗏 bus, which runs along the bottom roads here.
The 10 baht bus.
Yeah. Takes 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah.
So it's all easy, you know. Easy living.
Crazy.
Very nice.
So I'm actually moving into one there here.
What are you in now?
In January, I'm on this side, but I'm moving into one on this side.
Quieter?
Well, we're going to start building another condo on this side.
Oh my goodness.
Behind the one that's actually it's right on behind the coffee shop I reviewed.
Yeah.
So this one is about 8,000. Now it's 39 square meters. So I'm losing a few square meters, but
so you're going down from 10,000 to 8,000.
to 8. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and if you go across to condo block over here, and they start from 7.
7.
So you can pick up a condo here for 6. You know, you might be going to get 30 square meters.
Right.
But you know, if you're a single guy, it's okay.
So these little single families down here, about 25,000?
Yeah, 25. Yeah, 25 opens.
Wow. What are they, like 2-3 bedrooms?
I think most of them are 2.
Okay.
But everything's open plan, you know. This
Yeah.
one down here with a little sort of
That looks bigger.
that looks I think that's 3 bedrooms. But
And there's a night market over
Yeah,
there.
and they're just a few hundred meters from the beach. Yeah. What are you, like 300 meters?
280, I think it is.
280,
Yeah.
okay. And this is the night market over
That's
here
the
we
night
ate at.
market,
That's,
yeah.
wow,
It
great
takes
food
me-
in there.
It takes me 4.5 minutes to walk to the beach.
Wow.
And there's a great coffee shop at the end as well.
So you mentioned Pattaya, Jomtien. Who's going to want to live in Pattaya versus here? Like, how would you characterize people? Like, where would they? What sort of folks you think are going to enjoy that more versus here more?
Well, I think it's well known that it's party city. So you look at the people who are out to the party 3-4 o'clock in the morning, you know, chasing women, drinking too much.
Right.
Not that it's bad, it just isn't me, you know.
Yeah.
But Jomtien is completely opposite. It's pretty much an older clientele.
Right.
Certainly lower prices. Cheaper, everything's cheaper.
Food's cheaper.
Yeah, food's cheaper. I mean, party is cheap as well, but food's really cheap in Jomtien.
Yeah.
I can't, I can't
So
really...
so somebody who wants a quieter place, they're not really partiers, or if they are, they're okay with going.
Gone are the days when if you were in there at 2 o'clock in the morning, it costs you, 200 baht to come back by a bus.
Oh right.
Or 300 baht to come back by a taxi.
Right.
Now we've got Bolt and Grab. Now,
Right.
Grab are cheaper than taxi,
Right.
but Bolt is cheaper than both.
Yeah. I don't.
Bolt is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Bolt
it's-
is so good.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So if you're coming from town at say at 2 o'clock in the morning, they'll still charge only about 80 baht.
And how late does the bus run from Pattaya in this direction or this direction towards?
Well, you
Pattaya?
still
What's-
run about midnight, but then what they do is they change it into their own little taxis then. They still run as a baht bus,
Oh,
but it doesn't cost you 10 baht anymore.
okay.
So if there's 4 of you, they might say, okay, I'll take you for 300 baht,
I see.
you know.
What about hospitals around here? Like, how far are we from a good hospital?
Well, the closest decent sized one is in Pattaya,
Right.
Bangkok Pattaya Hospital.
Okay.
But it's not far. I think there is one in the far end of Jomtien, but that's not something I've looked into.
Okay.
You know, touch wood, pretty.
You're Scott. You guys
pretty
don't,
healthy.
you don't
Yeah,
get
pretty
sick
healthy.
or die.
Yeah, well, not
Your
really.
dad's 91.
Well,
right?
he's coming.
Is he coming?
He's coming on. He's coming on the 17th of November.
Wow.
So I'm in the process of booking his flight. I've actually got him a condo already.
Wow.
Oh.
So he's come for 75 days, which is the max you can come for.
Right.
Used to be able to do 90, with extensions, but now you get a 45-day visa.
Oh, that's right. They
when
changed-
you're live now.
Yeah.
And then you get extended by 30 days
Right.
for 1,900 baht.
Right.
Well, immigration is only
Yeah.
just
very
along the
close.
road.
We were just there.
Yeah,
We got extended. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's pretty good.
So we did the other video with you, which you itemized your cost of living. Just for those that haven't seen that video yet, roughly what are you spending per month here to live here on average?
I'm spending about 30,000. That's including 10 on rent, 15, 16 on electricity, cable, which was a big mistake. So guys, don't buy a cable package or a Wi-Fi package.
Just use your
phone.
Use your hotspot.
My hotspot runs everything here.
That's
And
great.
it cost me
That's great.
399
So
baht.
30,000's out the door. That means groceries, rent.
Yeah, that's everything. Yeah, and to be fair, if I have a couple of nights out with the guys, which is maybe have 1 or 2 nights out a week, but we just going to play pool. That's included in the 30,000.
Okay.
And shopping as well. I mean, I was going to macro shopping, but I've just started going. I found a couple of local markets which are so much cheaper.
Oh yeah. for sure.
Seriously cheaper.
Really?
Yeah, and again, 10 baht and 15-minute walk.
Wow.
So it's like instance, being a European, we potatoes don't eat much rice. So a kilo of potatoes in the market will set you back, or in the normal food market, will cost you 55 baht. In the market, 35.
Oh.
So it's a huge jump.
Well,
It's
that's
a huge
huge
if you
jump.
buy a yes.
Yeah,
That's great. So we'll have to get cross streets from you and go check it out.
It's great, and I did a video on it just the other day.
Oh, you did?
Which that'll be coming out next week.
Did you give the location and everything?
Yeah.
All right, we'll just put a link to your video.
So it's pretty good.
We're typically able to get meals at the night market here, just a couple hundred meters from you, for 50, 60 baht.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And what's a $1.40, $1.80
right.
US or whatever. And it occurred to me, you were talking at that time about buying chicken and macro and cooking it and all that.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, is that, so you're eating what, half or more at home, or?
I'd say that I'm eating probably more at home.
Okay.
But because on this night market especially, there's only so much selection, Thai food's great. You say 50 baht,
Right.
They do great fried chicken as well. Number of rice dishes. They even do an Italian style selection, would you believe? But I still cook here. I mean, I bought 2 huge chicken breasts in the market the other day for 55 baht.
2 huge chicken breasts.
2 huge chicken breasts.
Right.
That'll do me 4 meals.
And that was cooked?
No.
You cooked it at home?
Yeah, cook yourself.
Yeah, so that made me think, because of the cost, are you cooking at home because you're getting more protein per serving inside the dish, or are you doing it just pure taste, or what are your thoughts about that analysis?
It's normally taste. I've had a couple of bad experiences in markets over the years. Nothing recently, but over the years in various places, you finish up with a sort of dodgy stomach.
Okay.
So I tend to be very sort of choosy where I go,
Right.
This market down here is great, and 𝗙𝐻 Foods is excellent as well.
Right.
But I cook here because, if I'm eating Western, they don't make Western really, really well without costing a fortune.
Right.
So I eat Western here. But I mean, I also eat Thai. Last night I did a Thai green curry for one of these chicken breasts, and it's 2 meals.
Right.
So I'm making it in advance and just stick it in the freezer.
Yeah, and also save time. Also, you no need to go out.
Absolutely, especially if it's raining.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, why can't you just order in?" You know what? I've never ordered in my life. I really
well, the market's so close. Why not walk?
I've never done it. I say, "Oh, phone 7-Eleven for coffee." I've got coffee here. You know, I don't understand the logic behind this ordering culture. You know, it's like, really? That's just lazy. You know, I mean, Jim, he's the prime example. He lives in just off Pratternack in a 𝗏𝗏𝗏, a big corner unit similar to this, but again probably half again the same size. And he's got a 7-Eleven across the road. He orders from them. And I said, walk down the stairs and go and get it. You know, it's 40 yards away. And that's just really lazy, you know, it's just, that's unbelievable.
Welcome to America.
Well, yeah.
He's an American.
He's American, yeah. Yeah.
So another thing that occurred to me, because of what's happening around the world right now in terms of economy, and you've been here now since January?
Just February.
Since February.
Yeah.
Have you seen any inflation, like in rents or food, or where have you seen inflation, if you have?
Yeah, definitely food. Food costs have really shot up. Things like, again, from a Western point of view, butter.
Butter.
You know, now butter in the UK is, you know, it's not too cheap, but it's not expensive. So when I came here, I looked around the markets for decent butter, you know. But like 𝗪𝗲𝗏 here is so expensive, 3 times the price. And the cost that has gone up from a normal block butter has gone up 30 baht in that time.
So it went from what to what?
From 99 to 2, from 1 to, yeah.
99
to 129.
Okay.
129, so it's gone up 30 baht.
Yeah, that's quite a
So it's gone up 25%.
Right.
That's a big jump, you know.
That's a big jump, yeah.
And even meat has gone up. You know, but actually you get some good minced beef for 60 baht to look at 90 baht.
Wow.
You know, so it's a
50%.
big jump, yeah.
Yeah, big jump.
Yeah, big jump.
Right. And what about in the market? Did prices seem to have gone up like in the night market?
They seem to be the same.
The same, aren't they?
Yeah, I've seen nothing going up in the night market. But in general, things, and even 7-Eleven, I mean, I've been coming here for, I don't know, 12 years. And you got 7-Eleven, it's the same price.
So 12 years ago, you were able to buy stuff at 7-Eleven
at the same
for
price,
the same prices
the same
today.
price now, and which makes no sense.
Yeah, but you're seeing inflation in the grocery store or the markets.
Yeah, the markets have definitely put up. Right. Yeah, I mean, fresh food and anything that's imported is going to take a hit. You know, it's just one of these things. But
what about energy prices? Any increase?
No, energy prices. They say it's gone up 3%.
3%.
You know, but that's nothing. UK's got up unbelievable.
So, have you lived in other cities in Thailand? I know you visited other cities.
I lived in Bang Chang.
Bang Chang,
which is about an hour down the coast. On the way to Rayong. And
south from here.
Yeah, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is the island just off that.
Yeah,
𝗏𝗏𝗏's lovely.
Right.
Bang Chang is it's got a big expat community because there's an oil refinery in Rayong.
Right. We saw that on the map.
Yeah, so a lot of people live in the area, you know, and there used to be a lot of good expat pubs, but sadly they've all sort of died off, you know, through COVID. People just couldn't keep them going, so.
They were pubs, expat pubs?
Yeah, expat pubs, restaurants, hotels.
Right.
A friend of mine, a girl that I know since I lived there, I had coffee with her Indian friend just about a month ago, and she's living in a condo in Bang Chang for 6,500.
Wow.
New condo. New one. Not an old condo, a new one.
Is that about this size, or have you seen
No, smaller.
Smaller,
it's about 38 square meters. This is 55.
55?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is big.
Yeah.
You know,
so, of where you've been in Thailand, is Jomtien your favorite?
It's hard to say. I like the sort of the chilled vibe here, and I like being close to the sea.
Right.
I like Chiang Mai. I spent a bit of time in Chiang Mai, but there's no sea close to it. You know, there's nothing. There's a river going through it.
Plus, you have that burn season up there.
Yeah, and you can't see a thing, and it stinks to hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's as John Boy says, if you want a night out in party, you can have one.
Yeah.
You know, you're not stuck in the middle of the wilderness.
Right.
Because some places are a bit sort of, a bit basic. I had some time in Hua Hin. I've been at Hua Hin 3 times.
Yeah.
And even recently, and to me, there's nothing in Hua Hin. It's a beautiful beach, but nothing else. There's just the main road that goes through it.
Yeah, we've been there too. I'd have to second that.
I mean,
unless you're like I'm not sure. Really, I would say unless you're like a big golfer, but you have golf courses here too.
Oh,
right?
yeah. There's loads.
If you were going to pick, right now you had to pick somewhere to live for 3 years, where would you pick?
I would stay here.
You'd stay
Yeah,
here.
I wouldn't. I'm happy here. Things are at the same time 𝗪cie𝘂𝗍, which is just like, it just takes over. There's no drama in Jomtien.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, quiet place to live.
It is.
Yeah, and the beaches are nice. The people who are on the beaches are lovely. The restaurants around are really nice people.
Yeah.
The neighbours are great. I've got a new neighbour next door. There was an Australian guy. I've now got a Finnish Canadian. Next door, there's a Thai girl and her Danish boyfriend.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're sort of pretty much a big community here.
What about your visa here? Is you doing by yourself or?
No, I use an agent just because it's so much easier, and I'm lazy to do it.
Yeah.
I don't like to stand in a queue for an hour or more.
The day that we went for the visa extensions, we got it very quick because we just extend for a month. But we see they have like a lot of aspect over there, like they have a retirement
queuing
visa.
up.
There's a 90-day visas.
Yeah.
Well, this is what would happen. What I do is, my next visa is due on the 10th of December.
Right.
Now, I actually missed my last check-in by 10 days. So I was panicking. So I ran into Patty, into the agent, and I sort of burst in the door. And I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm late." And she went, "How long are you late?" Laid back. 10 days. It's okay. And just gone. 2 days later, she phoned me, she says, "Passport's here." Okay.
Oh.
So, and no extra cost.
Right.
Which is really nice,
Yeah. So, by the way, a couple on a previous video we mentioned that you had an agent, and a couple of people asked me, and I sent them over to your channel. So
yeah, I actually was jumping on your channel quite a lot and answering questions. So I said, I hope you didn't mind me sort of jumping on.
No. Anything that
my top is worth in,
My channel's not. The purpose of my channel is so people get what they need.
Yeah, same as mine.
Yeah.
And I could probably do with more subscribers, but it's only mine is really geared at people who are on retirement or coming to retire, and it's giving them a bit of an insight. Now, I did one on banking, and it flopped. And I can't believe that, because banking is one of the most important things.
Right.
And I actually made a complete balls up of my banking before I came here. It's cost me endless hassle. So, in future, sort the banking out first.
Yeah.
So Joe has just gone back. You missed him he went back on the...
Is this your best friend?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was coming in November or something.
Well, he's coming in November again.
Oh, okay.
He's coming on the 10th. Well, he's going into retirement.
Okay.
In January.
Yeah.
So he's got holidays to take. So he says, I'm not going to sit in Dublin freezing and costing a fortune on domestic fuel bills.
Yeah.
So he says it's cheaper to come to Thailand for 10 days. So he's gone for 10 days.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
What's a flight costing him, do you know?
1,100 euros.
Okay, that's the part.
Expensive.
That's the part where you want to stay longer when you come.
Yeah. Well, see, my dad is pretty good because I sort of shopped around. Remember, he's 91. He's not to be messing around with airports and too much stuff. I mean, if I would do it as cheap as possible.
Right.
But I've got his down to 780.
Wow. Is that round trip?
Yeah, that's really good.
Tell him to walk the aisles. It's a long flight, right?
Oh, yeah.
How long is it?
Well, it's 2 7-hour flights, or 6.5, 2 6.5s.
That's good.
But he's...
Tell him to walk the aisles. It'll help keep the circulation.
Yeah, he's very active anyway. He
Yeah.
probably won't sit down, too long.
Good for him.
Well, he's now playing golf 3 times a week instead of twice.
Wow.
It's okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're going to golf with him when he's here?
Yeah, well, there's a little golf course along here in Pratamnak. It's just 9 holes. So, we'll... I've got a couple of guys here who can borrow some clubs from, and we'll just take them along and hit a few balls. And there's a driving range, a couple of driving ranges in Pattaya. It's just like UK weather.
Except warmer.
Apart from 25 degrees, which is much better.
We were just in Scotland, though. I think
it's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's not only raining, but it's cold.
Yeah.
I ran this morning on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't bother me being out in this rain, but if I tried to run in Scotland rain...
Life's simple here. Life is really simple,
It's very simple.
Yeah. And it's what you make it. People say, what's the hardest thing? And I still think the heat. The heat's the hardest thing because we're not built for it.
No.
You're California. You're used to having hot weather, you know, good weather.
Not humidity though. They
No,
have more
humidity.
here.
I mean, Malaysia's similar, you know.
Yes.
But
yeah,
here,
this is Chung's weather.
Here is March, April. Were so oppressive. You know, you're walking up just from the beach.
Yeah.
There's just no air. There's nothing at all. It's just dense.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing. And even when I did a couple of vlogs and the good and bad things, I saw the good thing and the weather's great, and the bad thing is too hot. so it is too hot. So I think people need to be aware of how hot it can be.
How hot it is.
And actually, you know, as I said, I miss the cool.
Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.